Today, I'm flying on a seaplane to Dry Tortugas National Park from Key West. This remote island is 70 miles off the coast of Florida, where
I'll be snorkeling right off of a 19th century fort, just like the founding fathers intended.
I'm almost entirely alone on the island, except for
I think we scared each other.
I'm not 100% sure which way I just came from.
when I tell you I am nervous about my first time being on a seaplane, I mean full-blown anxiety attack. Like, Jesus take the wheel, I am not okay. Just a second, here's the safety briefing.
Put your stuff in the back, like freeze up both hands, you can climb in, find the seat.
Okay, that's it.
I'm about to board a plane. I'm about to board a tiny seaplane and fly it over the ocean. What could go wrong?
There's no co-pilot per se, so a passenger sits in the cockpit with the pilot. In this case, it's a teenager whom the pilot asked to shut the door of the plane, and we were out of there within seconds. This old baddie we're flying in is a turbine otter plane, meaning she's single engine from the 1960s, made to be an old Alaska bush plane. She has seen some stuff, okay? Don't mind me, I'm just doing some deep breathing. You listen to the pilot's instructions over the headset, and when he's not speaking, it's beach music. He just said the darker areas of the water are the shallower spots. These are patches of sargassum seaweed floating, which is what we snorkeled through at the coral reef on our first day here. If you haven't seen that video, be sure to watch it after this one. The pilot is very talented, very safe, but he does fly the plane barefoot. And if that's what he needs to do to fly this boat through the air, then that's what we're gonna do. He could be wearing a top hat and sing show tunes right now, and I would be here for it. Whatever this man needs to do, I support. We've only been in the air for about 30 minutes when we get our first glimpse of Dry Tortugas and Fort Jefferson. This is my first time ever landing on water instead of a runway. And just in case you're a seaplane newbie like I am, it's a really smooth landing on water. It's not as jarring as landing on a runway. I mean, I can only speak to my one experience with this pilot. Maybe the bare feet help with this, I don't know.
You got it?
Yep.
All right.
And just like that, he's gone.
I feel like I'm on a loan and I just got dropped off here at my spot. I think I could survive for 24 hours if I had my backpack and the cooler they packed me, maybe.
This tree will be my home base. There's very little shade on the island, so this is a good find.
Now I'll be snorkeling right off of a 19th century fort, just like the founding fathers intended.
There's basically no one else here. It's eerie. There's usually a ferry that drops people off here once a day, but the ferry isn't here right now. I need to check out that moat later. These are the kinds of pillars I'll be snorkeling around today. It looks super safe and not at all full of rusty metal.
Do I look cool? I'm just kidding.
The water is just crystal clear here. This is what it looks like above the water, and this is what is waiting for you below the water. The closer you get to the ruins, the less clear the water is. Don't worry, this row of ominous black birds are watching me. I'm hoping to swim all the way to the piers I showed you a minute ago on the far side. There are loads of clear jellyfish floating by me on every side. It's kind of terrifying, but I think they're just moon jellyfish, which means they don't sting. That one just got me in the face. The face! Lucky for me, they don't sting. It's not safe to stand here or let your skin brush up against anything under the water because of all the old metal, so I need to be really careful here. I finally made it to the area I wanted to explore. Some of these things are pretty hard to identify since they've been down here so long. There's some kind of sponge growing on this, but I'm not sure what kind. There's so many tiny fish over here, but they blend in really well with the bottom. Oh, I'm about to have another jellyfish to the face again. This is so embarrassing. 3, 2, 1. I need a break from snorkeling.
All of this fort looks the same underwater and when you're swimming by, so it took me a minute to find where my tree was with my stuff. This is not your average national park. It's the most remote place in Florida, and it floats in the middle of the ocean, 70 miles off of the coast. I'm surrounded by nothing but trees out here. This is the most off-grid I have ever been. It took about 30 minutes to fly here, but I probably lost a year off of my life from the anxiety that I felt on that seaplane.
The Moat Wall is an Instagrammer's dream, and you will not believe what I find here. It's much longer than it looked from where I was at my tree. Do you hear a clicking noise? I think we scared each other.
Where are you headed, buddy? This way?
I will head in the opposite way then. So there is a ferry that I mentioned that you can take here instead of the seaplane. It is much, much cheaper to take the ferry, okay? But the ferry takes hours to get here each way, so most of your time is on a boat. And it's pretty crowded when the ferry is here because it holds so many people, but like I said, much more cost effective. You might notice the ferry isn't here right now though. So if you do decide to splurge on a seaplane tour, either do the full day or the morning because you don't want to spend all that money and then also have a crowded island from the ferry being docked here in the afternoon.
This is Fort Jefferson, built in 1846 from 16 million bricks. It's wild that they counted them. My goal here, like all forts on this trip, is to learn a little about history, but mainly just to see if I can find an iguana.
I'm not sure how much time I should have left myself to explore the fort. You know, we were at that fort yesterday on Key West, but this is a much, much bigger one here. And I love that there's still a whole moat around it. With no other people around, it's kind of eerie. There are supposed to be national park rangers here, but I haven't seen one yet. As an introvert, being alone in a fort on a remote island is a top 10 experience for me. Let's see what's out this little window. I assume something used to be mounted right here. Oh, there's the moat.
Did I mention how this is my favorite day?
Is that a cactus? A huge cactus. Whoa.
Shall we go up?
I'm hoping I can go all the way up to the lighthouse.
Oh. Watch your step here, huh?
This looks pretty similar to the ground floor, except you could fall off and die.
Let's keep going. Oh, bummer. The lighthouse area is closed. I think it's up here.
You still get a pretty amazing view right here, though. I'm not even sure which side of the island I'm facing right now.
I got a little bit turned around. I'm not 100% sure which way I just came from.
Every direction looks identical to me right now.
I think I made it back. I'm pretty sure this is where I came in.
It was a little spooky being by myself in there, so let's take a quick break under my tree. This is definitely the most remote place I've ever eaten peanut butter crackers. Here's my ride. I'm slightly less terrified for the ride back. I am much calmer. I have survived. I have forgot to put my hat in the bag, so I have to wear it. The old Alaska bush plane does not have underseat storage. We're so close to the water that you can see sea turtles and dolphins from the plane. Almost back to Key West. Maybe the most impressive thing is that the barefoot pilot just lands this seaplane right next to a Delta plane at the airport. I lived! This is part 5 of my Florida Keys series. I started by driving through the Florida Keys to Key West and stopping at every iconic place I could find. I chartered a boat to take me snorkeling at a coral reef. I went to a private island for dinner already. Be sure to like and subscribe and go back and watch those videos if you missed any.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.